Well, it's been a tough week, rightfully so. We had a real poor one on Saturday, and like I said afterwards in my post-match, and like I said to Stockfold, to be fair to them, fair credit to them, got to give them the credit. They did a great job on us on Saturday. And for me, the disappointing thing was the manner of the defeat. That's what really upset me. I think from my perspective, when you can't defend balls into your box at any level, which is something we've been really good at, by the way. You're always going to struggle, and what they were on Saturday, to be fair to Stockfold, was they were well organised, they were absolutely clinical, and we were the opposite. And like I said, for 20 minutes I thought we started really bright. The keepers made a couple of good saves, and then they get the first real entry into our box. It leads to a free header at the back post, and they score, which sort of was a real disappointing one. Then the second one, to be fair, it's a great hit from the lad, but the way we defended it on the edge of the box, we've had multiple opportunities. We've defended the first contact really well, loads of opportunities to then clear it, haven't cleared it, and then the lad rifles one into the far corner. So I was really disappointed with that. Second half, we came out, we went after them first sort of 10-15 minutes, had a couple of really good chances, and I think if one of those goes in, we've got something to hang on to, we've got a foothold in the game. But then credit to them, they score at big moments, and I think then, with the space of a minute, we've given away another 2 goals and rightfully taken a hammering. And it's been a tough week, obviously, especially with Tuesday going on. But loads of lessons to learn last Saturday, loads of lessons to learn on Tuesday, and things that we have to implement tonight in training ahead of what's going to be a very, very difficult game tomorrow night. Never want to exit any cup competition, of course we don't. The cynic in me always looks at things and goes, right, what's the positive? The positive is it's less of a fixture backlog that we're going to experience later on in the season with a couple of postponements and various bits. And fair play to Malton, they kept going. We've had enough chances in the game to win 5 football games, never mind 1. The goalkeeper's made 4 or 5 unbelievable saves. I thought the intensity at which we passed the ball, the intensity at which we pressed the game was polar opposite to what we saw on Saturday against Stockfold. So there were loads of positives. But like I said immediately after the game in my post-match, I was really disappointed again with the nature of the 3 goals. And what our lads have got to start to learn is the things that brought us success last year was the ability for us to keep clean sheets and to find ways to win ugly. And I hear this nonsense every single week, people talking about philosophies, and just turn it in, it does my absolute brain in. For me, the minute you start talking about, this tactic and that tactic, you put me to sleep, to be honest with you, because the basics of football don't really change. And all these people with this fascination with play through the thirds, does my head in. So the realities of this, if you can't hit balls out your box, if you cannot stop crosses into your box, if you cannot track runners, if you cannot make tackles, if you can't do all the basic nitty-gritty, if you cannot pass the ball forwards, if you cannot find a teammate, and it doesn't matter what systems, what shape you play. At the end of the day, that's not acceptable, and that's unfortunately where we've got at the moment. As I said, we've got maybe too many of them concentrating on a stint on Love Island in 12 months and worrying about preserving their looks, and not enough scars, not enough blood noses, not enough cuts to their head. Our physio's not busy enough dealing with them. So I know it's a thing we've got to be careful saying today as well, but I'll take a risk. We got to toughen up. We've got to man up. We've got to find some minerals, and it's not the kind of stuff you see you can go and purchase on Amazon. You've got to look deep inside what you have, and we're finding out a few things about a few here, and I'm interested to see how they come out the other side, because as down as I was on Saturday, as down as I was on Tuesday, I looked in the mirror on Wednesday morning, assessed myself, analysed myself, grew a pair, manned up, and was straight back at working out how the hell we're going to go and win tomorrow night. So that's the reality, and I'm an upbeat dude. I don't get too down for too long, and our players are going to be the same tonight, and I'm really looking forward to them, because as much as they do my head in, I have missed them a little bit. So I'm looking forward to seeing the boys tonight and getting ready for a tough game tomorrow. So we brought 2 players in this week. One of them being James Verney, a lad I've known really well. He's coming to us on a dual reg from Berkhamsted. Electric forward, really good type. I had him for several years at Luton. Great attitude, knows where the goal is. It gives us a completely different threat at the front end of the pitch, especially now with the addition of Danny Webb. The front line's looking like it's got some real good depth to it, and it's very exciting. So delighted to welcome him on board. Must thank Christoban and Berkhamsted for their cooperation in terms of getting that one done for us, which is fantastic. And then the addition of Robbie Goodman, who's most recently been at Leighton Town, and again thank you to Lee Bircham and all at Leighton Town who've helped that transition to go smoothly. Robbie was somebody that we identified sort of last season. He's obviously had great pedigree, he's done really well at higher levels. He's experienced, he's a man, and I spoke last week about bringing men in, proper men. You see by the way you shake his hand. He's a man, sometimes I shake hands with players and I wonder what they're putting in my hand. He's a man, as I said, I was going to get ugly men in, fortunately Rob's not an ugly lad, I'm sure he won't mind me saying that. But there'll be a couple more additions if we don't turn the corner, and I'm not one of these managers in general that if we get beat I panic and start bringing in 8, 9, 10 players. That's not what I'm about. I'm about helping people on the training pitch, improving, getting a structure, getting the right cultural fit for the group. That's what I'm about. But Robbie's a great addition. He's a leader, he adds a voice, he's vocal, he's composed at the back. And also, to be honest with you, he's a threat at attacking set pieces. I mean, he hit the crossbar against us in the game we played against Leighton, and we've got a big side, and we don't punch our sides well enough at attacking set pieces. So hopefully that'll change tomorrow. I'm really, really excited to see if that's going to happen. But no, I'm delighted with those two to come in. They're, as I said, they're great types. They give us a lift, and we're looking forward to integrating them in with the group. So. Very positive, looking forward to tonight, seeing the boys, looking forward to tomorrow, really looking forward to tomorrow, to be honest with you. It's been a long week since Tuesday, and most important thing now is to make sure we win. So look forward to seeing you all down there, and hopefully my post-match interview will be a little bit more upbeat. But if it's not, I won't be very happy. So see you all tomorrow, look after yourselves, and look forward to seeing everybody at the game. I've said it before and I'll say it again, probably the toughest draw we could have pulled out this round, without a shadow of a doubt. They are, you would expect to be one of the favourites for the competition. They've got great resources, they've done really well this year, they've got some very, very good players, they're on a good run. I think that's 8 league games they haven't lost now. They've smacked somebody 6-0 on the weekend. So everything, when you listen to that, you think, oh wow. I'm the opposite. I'm just looking forward to seeing 11 men versus 11 men tomorrow. I'm looking forward to our players running around to compete and to have that desire to win, because I don't go into any battle in my life thinking I'm going to lose, and tomorrow's no different. There'll be a big crowd here, I hope. There'll be a good atmosphere. We've gone with a way of playing tomorrow night, which we're going to implement tonight in training, that we're looking forward to. And look, if we turn up tomorrow anywhere like we have done in the last 2 games, for large parts in both boxes, yeah, it's going to be a very uncomfortable evening for us. But if we get back to the basics and get back to doing what we do well, I'd back us. Of course I would. I'm not going to sit there and go in and wave the white flag. It's not in my DNA to. And we've had some big tests this season. We've actually come out quite well in the big tests. It's been the other test that all of a sudden we've decided since Leighton, and there was talk about it being a cup final, and I definitely didn't see it as a cup final against Leighton. But clearly for some of our lads, since that, I don't think we've won a league game. So I think we've only won once, if I'm right in saying, against Norwich. So maybe for some of them, they need to get back off furlough, get back off their little holidays, stop spending so much time in the barbers, and maybe start, concentrating on winning some games of football. And that's what we have to do tomorrow. It's as simple as that. So, we share the corridors with AFC. I know a lot of their players, and I'd like to think me and their manager Steve Heath get on very well. He's been good as gold with me since I've walked in. I like the chairman Rusty. They're great people. But business is business on Tuesday. They'll want to win. We'll want to win. The game will be played, I'm sure, in a competitive spirit. Obviously, the most important thing for us is to win. They'll be wanting to do exactly the same thing. They've got some good players. Steve's very experienced. He's been a great sounding board for myself. We've had loads of conversations. We look after each other. I don't know what proceeded relationship-wise with the clubs prior to me getting here, but I heard it wasn't great. And now I've got to be honest, I don't think there could be a stronger relationship between the two clubs. So it's a game, as I said, it's another game. It's going to be a local derby. It'll probably have that little bit of a feel to it. But it's just another game when you start. We still have to do the basics, and what Steve's done, with that side has been remarkable. And they had a great season last season. They're picking up some fantastic results this year. And like I say, every single week, if we decide to turn up and have a right go and stick to what we're about, we give ourselves a chance at any game. If we turn up and we're half cocked like we have been for probably about 5 weeks, look, that's going to be another one that's going to be a real uncomfortable evening for us. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing how we get on Friday. I'm looking forward to see where we are against the top step 4 side on Tuesday. And hopefully we'll be bringing some happy faces on Wednesday.